Second.
Thanks, Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? And that's 5-0. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Item number 9, Natural Resource Center appointments.
Thank you. This idea of expanding the board of the Natural Resource Center has been discussed at a number of meetings recently with the City Council, and the Salida Natural Resource Center Development Corporation did meet today and adopt an amendment to their bylaws that would allow up to 7 seats on the board. The resolution in front of the council will also allow that. The resolution does include provisions that at least 2 of the members of the board would be also sitting members of the City Council, and that 4 of those members would be residents of the City of Salida. At least 4 of those would be residents of the City of Salida, and that they would serve staggered 2-year terms. So those are sort of the parameters that are in the resolution for council's consideration. The council recently interviewed 7 candidates for the board over 2 days, February 11th and 19th, and those letters of interest were included again in the packet for your consideration.
Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Mayor, I might suggest if you're going to take public comment, take that before you guys start deliberating which names go in, just so that there's some ability for you guys to have that conversation after getting public input.
Is council okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody from the audience like to speak to the NRC board appointments?
I'm aware of who some of the candidates are, and there are a lot of very good candidates, and some I was particularly excited about. And I wanted to say that I really don't want to talk about specific candidates, and you may have already made up your minds, but I'm going to give you some of my opinions about some potential pitfalls, and we'll see if you avoid them. I think having realtor or developer interested people on that board would bring interesting or useful knowledge to the table, but it would introduce the possibilities of conflicts of interest. And if you weighted your selections too heavily in that direction, you'd be subject to that criticism at later points, I think. And I'm happy to hear that you weighted it toward Salida residents, and that's, I think, very useful, because we're the people that have the skin in the game, so to speak. And that concludes my comments or observations about the choices that are before you. Thank you.
But there was also some discussion in that same meeting to, unfortunately, ability to open the seating on that board up a little bit more. And my reasoning behind that is that right now, as you see, as we went through some of these boards, we don't have enough people in the city that want to serve on them, and we end up very short-handed. And I think another thing that happens on there is certain people have abilities and expertise and knowledge that they bring to these boards that is very useful to these boards. And so, having said that, our plan, as far as I know, or at least we're going to present tonight, is to change that seating. Now, whether that seating is 3 and 4 or just simply open to whoever applies, that's going to be a discussion that happens up here. So